Yeah. Inflation is not as hot as some people were fearing, thinking that tariffs are going to really seep into the system. There's a little bit of evidence of that, but it looks like the biggest driver of inflation is shelter and housing, which we know is a little bit weaker than the CPI, is actually printing. The index came at 2.7, anticipated was 2.8. Core, though, increased from 2.9 to 3.1. So cooking a little bit hotter, but it's not a worst case scenario. Yeah. We're kind of almost in this little Goldilocks zone because we're all anticipating potential rate cuts later on in the year by the Federal Reserve. I think the probability now is 85% for there to be 2 rate cuts in 2025.
You can find your own worldview supported in these numbers. If you're looking and you want to cherry pick something that seems like inflation's going down, then you can find that in there. If you want to find areas that are going up, like there's used cars, household furnishing, medical care, those are some of the categories of price increases. They don't measure home values. They measure owner's equivalent of primary residence, which is a survey that goes around and says, if you were to rent your home, how much would you put it to rent? And that's what they use to measure home prices. They don't measure the home price themselves, partly because I guess there's like a capital investment aspect of home prices that they don't want to get involved in. They don't want to measure that. They just want to measure housing as a service. And that's okay. But the question is that going to be useful? It's going to be useful to you as a realtor if you are a real estate agent and you're trying to sell your homes to get the CPI number, or do you go to Case-Shiller? So I think that this may be useful for some kind of government use where they figure out what people are renting and how much of an impact it is on their day-to-day life, and that's their measure of inflation. But for other people, for other uses, if you want to figure out what the market rents are, which is much more up to date and is much different from what is in the CPI, if you want to measure market rents and you want to know when money changes hands, what the price of rent is, you should probably look to private sources.